guys, and welcome to the video. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm so happy to have you. And yes, this is definitely my favorite t-shirt as I do wear it in probably 75% of my videos, I feel like. But I mean, I'm just so fashionable. I can't help it. Today I'm super excited because I am going to be telling you guys the top 5 things that I have learned from beauty gurus here on YouTube that have helped me in my everyday makeup routine. And I have obviously put all those things into practice for my makeup routine today, and I do typically do them in pretty much every other single day that I ever put makeup on my face. So I thought it would be super exciting to share with you guys, out of all of the YouTube that I have watched in my lifetime, these are so far my top 5 favorite tips that I have learned from beauty gurus. Off the top of my head, I probably won't be able to remember exactly which beauty guru taught me each single one of these tips. If I remember, I will let you know, but I'm pretty sure that I don't remember at all who taught me these tips. I just remember seeing them in YouTube videos. For some reason, I cannot put faces to tips. I don't know. Anyone else? So tip number 1, I think, is actually going to be super helpful for anyone who likes to wear matte liquid lipsticks. Of course, this was probably going to help for any lipstick and any matte lipstick, but specifically for matte liquid lipsticks, I find this to be the most helpful tip, and that is putting on a nice thick coat of lip balm before you do any of your makeup. So before you even put on your primer or you do your eyebrows or whatever step it is that you do first, change that out for the new first step of your routine, which is put in a thick layer of lip balm on your lips. Because, for example, if it takes you like 15 minutes to do your makeup before you get to your lipstick, or if it takes you 45 minutes to do your makeup before you get to your lipstick, which is typically people's last step anyways before setting spray, this is going to make it so that your lips have really just gained all of the moisture that they possibly can. It's going to create a nice barrier that's going to make that lipstick go on a lot smoother. Of course, it is going to moisturize your lips, but it's going to keep that moisture. And so when you put on your matte liquid lipstick, it's not going to just suck all of the moisture out of your mouth, because there's going to be a whole bunch, a nice thick layer underneath, and you're going to have a lot smoother application. It's not going to look like crumbly old lady lips, and you're just going to appreciate it a lot more at the end of the day when you have relatively smooth lips. I feel like it's not going to completely prevent the liquid lipstick from drying out your lips like totally, but it's definitely going to make a huge difference, and I always do that all the time. I mean, I'm definitely someone who likes to put lip balm like all the time, every day, constantly, but I am also a big matte lipstick person, so this has been a super helpful tip for me, and I recommend it to everyone else. The next tip, number 2, is just going to be super helpful if you are into like more of a dewy finish for your foundation, if you're not necessarily a full coverage kind of person, and as well if you have dry skin. I have all 3 of those things. Dry skin, I like a dewy finish, and I'm not super into full coverage. I like a medium coverage. So you're going to want to spray any sort of hydrating mist onto your beauty sponge before blending out your foundation or even your concealer. And I personally recommend the Mario Badescu spray. This is super hydrating. It gives a really nice fresh finish, and really you just spray on the sponge right before you start blending out. For example, I will spray my sponge and then blend out one side of my face, spray it again and blend out the other side. And this is really just going to kind of sheer out the foundation just like a touch, and it's also going to add that nice dewy fresh finish, as well as if you have dry skin, this is just going to help bring more hydration to your face as you're doing your makeup. This is an extra helpful tip if you have super dry under eyes, because I definitely do, and even if I put like an eye cream and a moisturizer before I do anything, like most of the time concealer tends to look super dry and patchy under my eyes. That is one of the reasons why I usually can't use the Tarte Shape Tape. For those of you who know, I did actually end up decluttering my Tarte Shape scotch tape, and you can watch my whole declutter video if you're interested about that. But really I just have super dry under eyes, and that concealer doesn't really work for me. And the best way that I could make it work for me is if I put on an eye cream, a moisturizer, and then I sprayed my sponge with a hydrating spray to blend it out, and that definitely helps a lot. But most of the time I just have to go for a different concealer. But if you do have this problem with dry under eyes, this actually helps so much. And if I remember correctly, I did take this tip from Jaclyn Hill, so thanks girl, you helped me out a whole heck of a lot. Tip number 3 is going to be putting powders on your face with a dampened sponge instead of a brush. And honestly, this was a game changer for me. The number one thing that putting powders on with a brush is going to do is immediate cake face. Honestly, because of my dry skin, even if I put like the smallest, tiniest amount of powder on my face with a brush, most cases it will end up looking cakey no matter what. So my personal favorite way to add powder to the face, specifically for setting the under eyes, is to just kind of swipe your sponge into your powder and then packing it on, just pressing it into the skin. It's just going to end up helping it melt into the skin a lot better, and it's going to look a lot less powdery. And I also really like to do this for adding my highlighter. So I actually will just straight up swipe my sponge into my highlighter and then press it into the skin. That's what I did today, of course, and honestly I feel like it makes the most flawless effect when doing your highlighter. Of course you can use a brush and it's gonna look poppin', it's gonna look bangin', but if you want that like natural glow from within, like super blended out highlighter, definitely apply it with a dampened sponge. And tip number 4 is going to be really for anyone who uses bronzer, and this one I do remember specifically was from Mariah Leonard. She has like the most bomb YouTube channel. She is so educational and also hilarious. She is just like, I vibe with her so much. She's super it's like she just has every single makeup education thing ever in her brain, and she can just spit it out whenever she needs to. She is so intelligent. I can't even get over it. She taught me this bronzing technique, and this is basically how to, no matter what you do, always have a really flawless bronzing application. So thanks girl, really appreciate it. The first part of this tip is definitely, it comes down to what kind of brush you're using. So she recommended that you use a relatively large brush that's like slightly tapered, so the bristles down here are like shorter and then they get longer, so there's like kind of like a place for the powder to sit on, if that makes sense. And then basically you would just kind of, instead of swirling your brush around in your bronzer, you're actually gonna like pat the sides of it into the bronzer. So then you're only gonna have powder on the sides of the brush and not the tip of the brush, and then you're just gonna tap off any excess. That's super important, is to tap off the excess. And then basically the technique is to just kind of, it's like a pat and sweep away from your face motion. I can't explain it exactly the way that she explained it, but basically you will like tap and sweep away from your face, tap, sweep away from your face. And what that's going to do is kind of get the product where you want it and then sweep it away, so it's not going to be like just going all over the place. You're going to be having much more of a precise application, and then it's just going to blend away from the face, which is really what you want to do with bronzer anyways, because it does typically go more parameters of the face. You don't want it kind of too much center of the face, which is obviously where you want the most brightness, and bronzer's not gonna do that. So that was her recommendation for having the most like flawless bronzer application, and it has helped me so much. I feel like my bronzer looks so much better than it used to, and I'm pretty pumped about it. Tip number 5, our last tip of today, is adding blush to the center of your face. And by that I mean, once you've done doing your blush on your cheeks, is actually just straight up swiping it on top of the bridge of the nose. This is something that you can also do with bronzer, but I prefer to do it with blush. I'll put bronzer more around like the sides of my nose and then blush kind of like right over the bridge of my nose. And what this is going to do is add a lot of warmth to the center of the face. It's gonna kind of give like this nice like you've been out in the sun and you're healthy, kind of warmth to the center of the face. And I find this is super helpful, especially for me, because I do tend to really want to brighten up the under eye with concealer, and then there's the highlighter, and so it's super, like, there's not a lot of color going on in this area of the face, so you really want to put some color on this area of the face. And I just find it ties everything together. And then I'll just put like a little bit of highlighter on the tip of the nose, so it's just kind of gonna all mesh together. And that is what I did today. I don't think it like looks like, oh, she put blush on the center of her nose. No, I feel like it just looks like I had a great sunny day. So that is going to be it for today's video. Those are my top 5 favorite tips that I learned from beauty gurus here on YouTube. I hope that you found something that was helpful to you. If you learned something new, let me know down below. Like, do you guys have any tips? What are your favorite things that you learned from beauty gurus? I would love to hear it. What has changed your makeup game? Because I need to know. If you like this video, of course, you can give it a huge thumbs up. It means the world to me. It does also help out my channel. Just saying. And if you want to, you can go ahead and subscribe. I do post 2 videos a week, every Saturday and every Tuesday, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!